All right, so no intro right now because this is really important. We have to get right into this. Apparently, all right, so first off, I'm here with Nick. What's up, brother?
Hello there.
General Kenobi. So anyway, so the reason why I want to do this is because last night Celeb Duel had an interesting scoop concerning Black Adam. No, take it with a grain of salt, but
All
from
the
what we're
salt.
seeing, yeah, from what we're seeing, it looks very, very likely. So I'm taking. So I want to do an emergency stream, and Nick already did his own video. I'll put it in the description of the stream when I'm done. But so the scoop is that in Black Adam, first off, Superman Henry Cavill is showing up. That's that's happening. And it's not going to be the headless scene. Anyone that's seen the video, yeah, actually, you know what? If ever there was a time for this clip, it's probably now. Yeah.
Never before has that clip been more deserved.
Yeah, exactly. But so what we're talking about here is that so it's gonna Henry's gonna show up. It's not gonna be the head thing. Anyone that has seen like a what is it a test screening, it's been indicated that the Henry Cavill with the obscure face, that's a placeholder scene. In no way is that the actual thing. So what we're seeing is that and then apparently Cavill already filmed that scene back in like I think it was July.
Well, actually, I watched Dual Stream. He actually filmed it quite recently, sometime in August.
Oh yeah.
In July, he was in LA for talks and as well as a costume fitting. They needed to see if he still fit in the suit, like if his muscles have bulged out even more.
Yeah, if he got if Geralt can work as Superman, but so apparently.
Because I don't know if you knew, but in the season 1 of The Witcher, Henry Cavill's muscles were literally so big they were tearing apart his suit. His muscles were so big.
Oh wow, that's so Henry Cavill. But so our point is, so wait a second. So you're telling me there's a chance? So apparently, here's the interesting part. So he's going to show up in this. So far. In the test screening footage, he's showing up in the Man of Steel suit. Now, that's interesting there because what that looks like to me, now it could be just because it's a placeholder scene and that's the suit that they had available at the time. Because remember, Cavill filmed his scene. So was he in the Man of Steel suit? Because all we know is that the head up part was in the Man of Steel suit.
Question. Mm-hmm. So we've seen Superman in quotation marks twice since Justice League. There is a cameo in Peacemaker, and then when he showed up in Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure both of those films take place after Justice League, right?
Yeah.
And both of those times, he was in the red and blue suit.
Yeah, but and also both of those times he was in like essentially the BVS suit, not the Man of Steel suit. So here's what's interesting. So this could be one of two things. This could be indicating that Black Adam takes place between Man of Steel and BVS. That's the first scenario.
Mm-hmm.
The second scenario is that what actually goes down is that's just for the placeholder scene. Like that's the only suit that they had available for the placeholder scene. And when Cavill filmed, he was in either the black suit or the BVS suit.
The way that I see it is, obviously, if he was in the black suit, it would be 100% indicator, Snyder Cut rules, Justice League rules. But the fact that he's in the red and blue suit honestly could mean anything. Like, it literally could mean anything. Because, like, he could have just gotten the Man of Steel suit from the ship. Like, who knows? Maybe Jor-El has like 50 of them on the ship or whatever. You know.
Well, we do know that if you saw Zack Snyder's Justice League when he's walking through the Kryptonian ship and you look behind him, there is a red and blue suit. And we know we know that in the Nightmare timeline, he has the red and blue suit.
Yeah.
So really, this is actually really interesting here because okay. So the reason why this is particularly interesting is that now let's break down both scenarios. Okay, so let's say it's a BVS. It's a prequel to BVS. It's and a sequel to Man of Steel. Well, not you know what I mean by sequel to Man of Steel. We all want an actual Man of Steel sequel, but let's break. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, you do your thing and I'll say mine.
Okay, so let's break this down. So let's say it takes place out in between BVS and Man of Steel. I mean, yes, exactly. So now the question that's asked is, where the hell was Black Adam during BVS and Justice League?
I mean, he's an anti-hero, so you could very easily say he just didn't care.
True. It could be.
But he's not actually part of the Justice League. You know, he doesn't really help. He just does his own thing. I mean, Ed is the Rock we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And don't you think that Lex Luthor would have gone to try to recruit him?
And it's well, actually, that's the part where I don't really got a defense for that because like the events of BVS, he wanted to kill Superman. Don't you think it would have been a lot easier to just recruit Black Adam? Because like I'm sure Lex Luthor probably could have found something to get Black Adam to convince him to kill Superman. Like I don't think it would be that hard, and it would actually make a lot more sense to have Black Adam do it. Like I'm not saying Black Adam could easily do it, but he's got a shot at it.
He could. I mean, I still think that there's no way that Black Adam could defeat Superman. I'm just going to say that right there. There was no way Black Adam could beat Superman. He would get close. I will give you that he will get close, but ultimately Superman would prevail, particularly the Zack Snyder Superman who destroyed Steppenwolf. But anyway,
what I would say is if they fought 10 times, Superman would probably win 8.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Like because, I can see, like if they fought 10 times, Superman would win 8. Black Adam would win twice.
Yeah, okay, I could definitely see that. Now, going towards scenario 2, let's say that the Man of Steel suit, is just a placeholder because that happens to be the first suit that they had available. Taking this in combination with the other rumors that Zaslav wants to restore the SnyderVerse, let's say, we could be. Yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing, though. With Zaslav, can you really be so sure? But anyway, come back to what I was saying.
His axe is thirsty. His axe is always hungry.
We saw what he did to the Batman animated series, which it wasn't canceled. It was just moved to it was just not moving forward on HBO Max. Which I'm like, well, why don't you just cancel it? But anyway, here's the thing.
Apparently, they're giving a chance being shopped around. I guess some people put in some calls.
So anyway, going back to what I was saying, here's the thing, though. Let's say, well,
Deadline also confirmed that Henry Cavill was going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, and look what happened.
Yeah, Superman's.
They confirmed it. They confirmed he was going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, and look what happened. So, confirmation is a bit of a loose term nowadays.
And here's something PK says: Superman's weakness to magic is not touched yet, so there could be an adaptational immunity to magic. So they could just say we're doing away with the magic thing.
Okay, I need to issue a correction. Superman does not have a weakness to magic. He just has no immunity to it,
like everyone does.
Well, the magic of a redhead. Yeah, I'm weak to that, but.
Of course. I love an Aquaman 2 where she jumps out of the plane and Arthur goes, not Aquaman 2, Aquaman 1. She jumps out of the plane and then the pilot goes, she doesn't have a parachute. And then Arthur goes, redheads, you got to love them.
But yeah, so Superman is affected by magic the same way everyone else does. It's one of the reasons why Thor might have a shot against Superman.
Yeah, if you take away speed. So yes, so according to Syl, Cavill made a new deal with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and we've known they've been in talks for at least a year now. And from what I understand, the holdup was they originally just wanted Henry Cavill just to do some cameos, and he didn't want to do cameos. He wanted full blown movies
because he's Superman.
Yeah, and I think Zaz's like, what are you doing? He's willing to come back. Get this man a movie.
Yeah, exactly. You can superfy a Superman, and it will affect him the same way as anyone else. Yeah, exactly. So now I was gonna say, if we combine this with the fact that with the rumor that Zaslav is going to restore the Snyderverse, I say that it could be the black suit. Because here's the thing, that's a very clear indication what universe we're in. Or here's another thing. If he shows up and it's the Man of Steel Superman theme instead of the John Williams theme. I know you want the Christopher Reeves theme, Nick, but
okay.
I'm just saying it would fit.
Okay, wait. I'm just going to say, there is a Man of Steel theme. This is the Man of Steel Superman. It would make more sense to have the Man of Steel theme. As much as I love John Williams' theme, I feel like it should only be used as like a wink tribute. If you're having Superman appear, if you're having Henry Cavill theme, it makes more sense to use Man of Steel. Would I like to see a homage to it, like at some point in the movie? Sure, that would be great. I would love that. But the main theme should be the Man of Steel theme. That's what makes the most sense. So I'm conceding. I give this one to you, Jared.
Okay, good. But I'm saying that's another indication that we're in the Snyderverse. Because remember, in the Hamada-verse, he used the Man of Steel theme, even in Justice League. So, if they start using the Snyderverse music...
I will say this, one of my favorite moments, and like, obviously the not impressed one is a better entrance of Superman, but like the entrance of Superman and Joss, at least kind of, let me say my bit first before you do the clip. You know, where it's like, I'm
not impressed.
Okay. But like, I actually do like the entrance of Superman, where it's like, I'm also a fan of Justice, and then you punch a Steppenwolf, and then you hear the doo-doo-doo.
But here's the problem with that. So Superman just all of a sudden shows up. He lets Cyborg get his leg torn off.
I'm just saying that moment in a bubble. Like the context for it is kind of crap, but just like that moment, I do like. But
yeah,
BVS was better. BVS was better. I mean,
it's Final Take that. Here's the problem with that scene and as a whole. It's that here's the thing. This Superman is fundamentally different than the Christopher Reeve Superman. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
So it makes no sense to try and make him Christopher Reeves. That's one of the reasons why, and we said this on our Man of Steel stream, why people had such a negative reaction to it, because they wanted another Christopher Reeves movie, and ultimately that's unfair because you can't do that. It doesn't work like that.
And my response is, They gave people another Christopher Reeve movie. It's called Superman Returns.
Yeah.
And largely people didn't show up for it. So they gave people what they wanted and they didn't show up for it.
And here's the thing.
I like Superman Returns. I like that movie.
I like it too. There are more parts I like about it than hate about it, but there are still some parts that I have fundamental issues with, like Superman being a super stalker. But my point is that what that also indicates to me is that Superman is not relevant anymore. Yes, that was a good Superman for the time period that it exists in. That's totally fine. But here's the thing. Reeves, Cavill, I always say, is our generation's Christopher Reeves.
My counter argument, and this is, I half agree with you, is it's not so much that the Reeves Superman isn't relevant to nowadays. I mean, Captain America is basically just a light version of a Reeves type. He's a Reeves type superhero, you know, at least in the early days. What I say is he's not really relevant, but he doesn't resonate with people like it used to. The Henry Cavill version of Superman resonates with people.
Yeah, because they put him in a realistic scenario, and people just don't want to see their superheroes in realistic scenarios, which is stupid. Oh, by the way, I came across a tweet that reported that someone had re-edited Man of Steel into a Superman 1978 remaster with a list of changes that were more than likely done out of spite. Yeah, because here's the thing. You can like Christopher Reeve's Superman movie. That's fantastic. I like it too for what it is. It's one of my favorite Superman movies because ultimately, as a Superman fan, that's one of the required viewings. You have to watch that movie. Am I right, Nick? I think we agree on that.
Yeah, and to kind of go off of what you said, Reeves is my Superman. He is my guy. He will always be my favorite Superman. But at the same time, Henry Cavill is the Superman of now. He is the current Superman, and he it's like, yeah, Reeves will always been my favorite, but Henry Cavill is the Superman of now.
And it's like, remember, take into account what generation of comics you and I grew up in, because you and I grew up in different eras of comics.
Are you calling me old?
No, but what I mean is that you grew up in the era where Reeves actually reflected Superman.
Okay, I'm not at that old.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about maybe. Actually, no, you didn't, because that stopped being Superman as soon as the death of Superman happened. But my point is that I grew up in the era of the New 52. That's when I first came into comics. That's when I first got into superheroes, like, heavily. So with Superman reflects the New 52 Superman more. And I know, Tevia, I know you hate the New 52 Superman because the Super Sons is not a thing in that universe.
You want to know how old I was when Death of Superman first came out?
How?
I was 5 years old. So
wow.
I'm not that old.
But my point is that like this way, it takes someone that says it's only Christopher Reeves or bust. Chances are they grew up in a period where Christopher Reeves was their Superman. That's fine. You're going to have a loyalty to the Superman of your period.
Well, honestly, the Superman that I grew up with, I grew up with the Reeves films, but also Dean Cain, New Adventures of Lois and Clark. And then in my teenage years, you had Smallville. So it's like so it's like I had Superman. I watched that. Lois and Clark, which I think Dean Cain is actually a really underrated Superman.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Oh man,
that show was actually it was cheesy, but it was good. And then Smallville is Smallville, and then it's like my prime comic reading time was like late 90s to about mid 2000s. I think mid to late 2000s I kind of started to peter out. That's like I read a bunch of the early New 52 stuff. I think I collected like the first 12 issues of Nightwing and Red Hood and the Outlaws. Those are my thing.
And by the way, so and that's cool. I recently got the omnibus for Jeff Johns' entire Aquaman run. That's fantastic. So, but here's the thing, though. I was in a debate with someone about Man of Steel, and and they said my Superman is always the John Byrne Man of Steel Superman. And he loved the Christopher Reeves movie. But I'm like, if you read that comic, the Christopher Reeves movie in no way reflects that Superman. That Superman, if anything, is more into my Man of Steel.
I'm just going to say this. Everyone who says they love the John Byrne Superman run has never actually read it.
Mm-hmm. I haven't read it. I still need to.
Like, I swear, everyone who says that has never actually read a comic book in their life. They're just parroting a talking point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. They think they know. Here's the thing: they don't. When they critique Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's versions, they're not critiquing Zack Snyder's portrayal of the characters. They're critiquing the direction DC as a whole went down. Because if you notice, DC got super dark post-Crisis. I always tell this to people. I'm like, if they say John Byrne post-Crisis Superman, I'm like, if you read that series, you would see that, if anything, Zack Snyder is 100% in line with that Superman.
And it's like, I really never understood people who say like, oh, they made Superman Batman, they made him all dark and gritty. Like, okay, yeah, it's darker, but like Man of Steel is actually like has a lot of hope in it. Like,
it ends very, very hopeful.
And it's like, just look at the Man of Steel theme. It's got that kind of somber hope to it. Like it's like it's basically the emotion that I got in it is do better, be better. Like that's the emotions I get from it. Like that first flight scene gives me chills.
Dude, that first flight. Do you know what scene actually brought me to actual tears? In the Snyder Cut, I'm giving you a preview for our Snyder Cut discussion in 2 weeks. It's that scene where he's walking through the Kryptonian ship and you hear his two fathers speaking. And then finally, he's in the black suit. He's about to take off and his father goes, "Fly, son, it's time." I'm like, dude, that's why I'm like these people that say Zack Snyder is all about dark characters and like made these characters depressed and Superman never smiles have never watched these movies or think they did, but they didn't.
I mean, look at the way he smiles when he flies. Like that's just like that look of pure joy, exhilarance. It's just like
even in BVS, he smiles. He even tells Lois Lane, "You're my world," and he sacrifices himself for the world. I'm like, you guys have clearly not watched these movies.
yeah.
Which, okay, so going back to what we're talking about with Henry Cavill. So let's say this is true. Now, where could this be going to? Because apparently the post-credit scene is that it's Cavill coming face to face with The Rock. So could this be setting up the fact that maybe it's a Rock v Superman movie coming out pretty soon?
Black Adam v Superman.
Here's an idea. The movie starts off as a Black Adam v Superman movie, but then they have to team up to stop Brainiac. That's Man of Steel 2.
So it's Batman v Superman 2.
Kind of. Except without Batman, it's Black Adam.
You literally just described the plot of Batman v Superman. You literally just described it. Batman and Superman fight, but they eventually team up to stop Doomsday. So it's like you literally just described it.
They team up with Wonder Woman, too, which I'm like, imagine if she shows up.
Oh my god. Like, wait. I got it one better. What if Stargirl appears? Like,
oh
boy. Instead of it being Wonder Woman, it's like a different, like, it's Justice Society character, which, or Hot Girl.
Hey, Joe Corrales here. Honestly, I think color saturation is a big part of it. The movie was brighter. I think you have a lot less criticism. Well, here's the thing, though, and I'm actually getting to keep that up. If you look at Zack Snyder's costumes, it wasn't even that desaturated at all. The costumes were plenty bright. And when you look at the costumes in the comics, too, at the time, and like the source material that people use to critique Snyder, they weren't as dark as people think they are. Plus the fact, I always tell people, remember, Snyder was heavily adapting Dark Knight Returns, which, if you look at that, dark is literally in the title.
And night.
And night, yes, exactly. But my point is that whenever I see people critiquing the color saturation, I'm like, okay. Which is interesting too, Joe, when you look at the Whedon cut. That thing was like color saturation up to yin yang. It's like they took the color saturation and brought that slider to maximum level.
It's like so here's the slider, okay? The color saturation was here. Josh was like, whoop.
And here's something. Post-crisis was probably darker than pre-crisis. It ended up going through the phase that was the 90s. Oh yeah, and that was a plenty dark time. And by the way,
they literally killed Superman and they broke Batman's back.
And since I mentioned the Whedon cut,
each other.
Why did you say that name?
I have to. So anyway, so now is and here's the thing too, is that when you look at like, Man of Steel did have some kind of cinematic filter, but I wouldn't call it a color saturation. Yeah, here's the thing, though. Really, no superhero movies of the modern time, I would argue, are like the amount of saturation that people wanted it to be. Look at, in other words, I think that when you look at it, the tonality of the Snyder movies were, and by tonality, I mean color tonality, was about on par of the Avengers. Because when you look at Captain America's suit, it got darker from Avengers 1 to Avengers 2 in terms of a darker blue. So that's, again, my problem is that people critique Snyder's movies, but then excuse the MCU for doing those exact same things. Yeah. So I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't... I get... all you have to do is just tell me you don't like Snyder's movies. That's fine, and we can move on. But when you when you essentially apply double standards, that's when I start to take your argument less seriously, I think.
Oh, don't you know the MCU can do no wrong?
Yeah, exactly. I saw someone, by the way, what's kind of funny. I saw this tweet that was getting torn apart on Twitter where someone holding the Rotten Tomatoes scores of Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, all the female-led MCU movies. And they were like, I sense misogyny. And then the comments were, I sense bad movies. And I'm like, if misogyny is the reason, explain to me how Wonder Woman did so well and was rated so high. Explain that to me.
Let's see. I'm looking up the Wonder Woman Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah. So and Wonder Woman 1. Let's be clear on that.
So Wonder Woman has a 93% tomato meter, which is pretty damn good. and an 83% audience score. That's actually a
That's
really good
very
ratio.
good. Be me? Now,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, by the way, another criticism I can't stand. Zack Snyder doesn't do Wonder Woman right. She doesn't have an arc. And I'm like, well, she does. She goes from being so, because remember, she walked away from humanity and wouldn't side with people. She says in the movie, and then she starts to sort of change and go like, I can work with people now. That's the thing. People, that's the fundamental issue. People have not watched these movies, or they haven't watched them in a long time and are just parroting what's on Twitter because they're too lazy to watch the movies.
Probably
Honestly,
the
it could be either of those two, but I'm leaning more toward the lazy because people don't want to actually form their own opinions because it's Twitter.
They just want to be in their echo chambers.
Yeah, that's true. And that's fine. I'm just going to... I'll be in my own echo chamber. Hey, Man of Steel V2 is up. Hope you guys are all good. Catching a stream at work while I should be working. Oh, well, it has to be done when it's about Cavil. Hell yeah. And you know what, dude? I'm going to give you this.
Amazing.
And by the way, we have 11 people watching the stream right now. Be sure to smash that like button. So, now, Nick, let me ask you this. We'll make this a full-on Superman stream. Now, in terms of which direction do you see this going? Do you think it's like taking place after Man of Steel and before BVS? Or do you think it's just a placeholder and he's actually wearing the Superman suit that we wanted to wear?
I think it's taking place after Justice League because it really doesn't make any sense for it to be before BVS. Because, like you said, Lex Luthor would have at least tried to contact Black Adam.
Yeah,
you know, and even if most of the people that look at just judging off the scenes, pretty sure everyone will know about Black Adam. Why is no one talking about Black Adam in any of the scenes? You know.
Yeah.
And plus, honestly, I really think that Black Adam actually would fight Steppenwolf because he's a great, I think if you're going the anti-hero route, he would recognize, hey, this person's bad news. Like, he's more of an evil dude than I am.
He senses a challenge to my strength.
That, too. Like, I feel like, it would be kind of like an alliance of convenience kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. He would be like, you know what? If Steppenwolf succeeds, I live on this planet too, and it's gonna blow up. You know what? For right now, I'll put aside my rivalry with Superman and help you guys out.
Also, there's the other thing. Where the frick is the Justice Society in Justice League? You don't think Dr. Fate or Hawkman would show up to fight Steppenwolf? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it depends on how they end the movie, because if the JSA dies at the end of Black Adam, then they could easily explain that. But why is no one mentioned?
They better not kill Pierce Brosnan and Dr. Fate. They better not.
But here's the thing, though. If we're going by they got killed or something like that, why did no one reference the JSA in Justice League? Because the only time that they mentioned people working together to fight like Apocalypse was the history lesson scene, which was freaking dope, by the way.
And it's like, so obviously Batman's been operating for 20 years, but he's mostly been in the shadows. He's been like a semi-myth. But like Superman is like the big, that's like the big, oh my god, aliens! That's, so it's, but the thing is, like, Hawkman is a Thanagarian. And, I could maybe see Dr. Fate existing in this universe because he's like semi-unknown kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like someone like Hawkman, like, you don't think like people would know about it? I mean, it just seems weird.
And Man of Steel V2 says Black Adam would definitely step in as Steppenwolf is threatening the world, including Kahndaq. Exactly. And then PK says, I'm watching this while I edit a video. Also, don't worry, Man of Steel V2 last Monday. I watched a 2-hour, 17-minute video I have been watching for a while at work. We've all been there. Yeah, exactly. So now, what's interesting, okay. Me personally, I think it's a placeholder and that we're going to see him in like more of the Man of Steel BVS. Because here's the thing, though. Because Cavill actually shot a scene. I mean, he shot his part of the scene. And from what we know, the part that's at the end of Black Adam currently is a placeholder. Now, which suit was Cavill himself in? That's the question. We know what suit the stand-in was, but what about Cavill himself? That's the key there.
I'm not so sure because, like, there's a billion different reasons why it could be Cavill in any suit, and they can come up with a reason, and it still be like Zack Snyder's Justice League. The only like 100% indication, if he's in the black suit, then it's 100%
or
Zack Snyder.
If you hear the Man of Steel theme, or like some variation of it.
Yeah.
But there are multiple ways. It's like, let me put it this way: if he's in the blue and red suit, but the Man of Steel theme plays, we know it's the SnyderVerse anyway, because BVS was the last time they used that, which is fine. And I'm like, hang on, my phone is going off. Let me just check this. Okay, so now, yeah, so that's really that's really. Let me see. That's the best way that I could see this working out. But I definitely think that it's a stand-in suit, and he's going to be at least he's going to be in the blue and red suit from BVS and Justice League. But I think based upon the fact, and by the way, so PK says JSA's history has some of their first disbandings, and many of them remove all the evidence of their existence to protect them and their families until the Justice League inspired them to come back into action. That's true. They could do that. And then if it is the red suit, is it possible that Black Adam cameo takes place during the 18 months that we don't see between? That is true. It could just be because remember, at some point between BVS, between Man of Steel and BVS, he changes suits. So it could just be that too.
I always wondered where he got the other suit from, though. That's,
That's true. Well, it could have been from that Kryptonian ship, but a South Cali guy. That's true. And also, but it could also take place after Justice League, because here's the thing: he could have gone back, because remember, the black suit is meant to be a temporary suit while he heals and essentially reabsorbs solar radiation. So that's why I'm saying it could be the blue and red suit, but the Man of Steel theme, because he could have changed suits. Man of Steel says, "I was all about the red and blue suit, so I only want to see that." Haha. Yeah, but I'm more of a fan of the black suit. I gotta say, as soon as I saw the black suit in Justice League, I was like, is it weird that I actually like this more?
My only problem
is the cape.
The blacks, yeah, because like I want my Death of Superman capeless, and I want like the silver cuffs. Like I want like the silver cuff and silver boots. I mean, obviously modernize it, but just I love like. And can we please, like, you don't have to give him a mullet, but just give Henry Cavill long hair, please. Please,
and a
for the
beard.
love of God. Oh my God. Can you imagine how the women would go crazy if you gave Henry Cavill long hair and a beard? Because we've seen Henry Cavill with a beard. Have you seen Mission Impossible Fallout? Well, I think he had more of a mustache there, but like seriously, that guy looks good with some facial hair, and I would know because I'm a facial hair connoisseur.
Yeah, so would I. He looks really good with a beard. You kidding me? Hang on. You mean this suit? Hang on. Share. You mean this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that looks dope. I love that.
I mean, he's got the mullet on, but just kind of like give him long hair, give him like the long, kind of flowing locks and a beard. Kind of like just like, oh, I've been sleeping under a solar lamp for 5 months, and my hair is growing. I just trimmed it a little bit to make.
You mean this?
Oh yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I could definitely see Cavil doing that. So now here's the question, though. Okay, where does it go from here? Because it could be setting up, because I don't think we're going to get a Black Adam 2. I gotta say, I think Zaslav is just like, okay, we're gonna get. I think the only reason why it's coming out is that Zaslav doesn't want to piss off The Rock. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think Zaslav wants to get rock bottom.
Wow. Oh, and Matt Sylvie 2 says, I do love the black suit, but I'm a full traditionalist. Plus, I think Justice League needed a line exposing the black suit using healing, as comic fans knew, but normal fans. Well, here's the thing. They did kind of have that. He flew up into the sun and was like, assume the full Christ T-pose. I can't do it because my arm's in a sling. But he did do that. And by the way, I want to see this. Him just with like tons of guns. That'd be so dope.
I love that. That's probably my favorite shot from the Death of Superman trilogy. Because so for little context, Superman isn't at full power. Like he's literally using rocket boots to fly around. And
I don't think he has his powers.
I think they're limited. I think like they're limited and whatnot.
Small amount, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's using guns and he has rocket boots and whatnot. And it's just, I love that scene because it's just such a great shot of like Superman wielding guns, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, go back to what Master V2 said. They did explain it. They just used the visual of Superman flying up into space, First Flight V2, and like doing this. That's the thing.
I am Jesus.
Yes, exactly. I disagree that we have to have everything explained to us. I think that based upon the fact he flew into space and did this, I think we can assume that he's using the black suit to heal. Plus, black is the most like photoreceptive, sun receptive color. So I think that we could kind of put it together at that point.
True.
What?
I was saying it's true.
Yeah, I think we can put it together what that suit is used for in terms of like in terms of the context. And by the way, PK, I did say the 90s was a phase. Well, it may not be
cool.
It may not be that much of a phase because DC is doing a return to the 90s thing. So I'm like, they're gonna put pouches around everyone. They're gonna have really ridiculously big guns. They're gonna have girls with hair going everywhere.
Leather jackets for everyone.
Oh no. No.
Okay, how much? Like, I will say this: if they have Supergirl pop out and she's wearing like a leather jacket and she's wearing kind of like a outfit similar to Superboy's from the '90s, I'll be like, I still don't like that version of Supergirl, but the outfit's cool.
Did you see, by the way? Speaking of that, so when Bendis took over Superman, I know I'm gonna have to do the where'd you see this name? That name? Why did you say that name thing?
What did you say that name?
But as a joke, they did a variant cover or something like that. So one of the things that He Who Must Not Be Named did is he brought back the red shorts and the Superman costume for no reason. So what they did as a joke is they gave every member of the Justice League red shorts. I'm trying to find the image of it. It's so funny.
Honestly, what I would do if I was gonna do a joke cover for the Justice League, I would give everyone a leather jacket get up, and I put Superman in a similar like Superboy costume, like give him more of an adult version of the Superboy costume, but like have everyone wear leather jackets.
And PK says people should be more open-minded and see Superman T-posing in front of the sun as a Dark Souls reference, as Superman was there praising the sun.
Well, this is a Dark Souls reference. This is a religious reference. No difference.
Yeah. That's the thing. But here's the other point.
But I will say this: I would love it if Superman just kind of was like in space and he did this. You know,
yeah,
like that. Oh my God! Can you imagine how the internet would go crazy? Superman did praise the sun. Superman did Dark Souls. Like I just imagine people going ape.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, that would be. So now, in terms of let's assume. Okay. Yeah. Man of Steel. Praise the sun. I need that as a clip. I'm going to get that clip of him assuming T-pose and right. And it in place of the sun is Snyder Queen.
Dude, like honestly, I could probably create just give me a 3D model of Superman that I can like pose around, and I could probably create a Praise the Sun even animation for you if I wanted to.
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, so
like seriously, like honestly, I have limited animation experience, but literally it's just T-posing and just keyframing like this. I could probably create a Praise the Sun thing. Just like I just need to find a model that I can edit, and yeah, I could do it for you.
Sweet. So now, in terms of that, our closing thoughts. This was kind of actually not really closing thoughts. We're going to go to about an hour, but okay. So let's do this. All right. In terms of okay, I'm trying to think about how I want to phrase this. Okay, so let's just so what do you think? So let's say that that it comes out and Cavill's not in the movie. That it's another faceless Superman cameo. How do you think the crowd's going to react?
Let's start a riot, a riot.
Honestly, I think I could see the fan base doing this. Yep, that would be them. Or like they'll go to Warner Brothers.
Do you bleed?
Yeah, pretty much. Or because people will be pissed if it shows up and Cavill's not in the movie. But then again, I think he's gonna be in the movie. At this point, people will demand refunds. Yes, PK, I'm sure they will. I'm fairly certain that he is going to be in the movie. And honestly, I'm gonna make a prediction. Oh, but so complete devastation and the level of faith in DC would bottom out as they put Superman in, but purposely not Cavill be a total joke. Yeah, exactly. Personally, I would really love a Warworld saga because that series is really awesome and badass. See, that would be cool. A Warworld movie, I think, would be cool, but you have to build up to that. You can't just have Superman show up and oh, it's Mongol.
Yeah, and honestly, Mongol, I feel like is kind of a lesser threat than Darkseid, so it's like...
Yeah, so... I mean, they could make it. Here's the way they could possibly set that up is have Lobo show up at some point, also played by Jason Momoa, because that's the best option, really. And then...
they really kind of, like... They really kind of messed that one up. Like, who else could play Lobo? Wait, what about Hugh Jackman?
Because Lobo is pretty much DC's Wolverine. But anyway, they're interrogating Lobo and they go, "Who sent you?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, Mongol." And they go, "Oh yeah, there's a dude over there with a planet that's essentially a prison planet. Okay, we're gonna go fight him now."
It's a world that all it does is war.
If only there was a name for that. Is that like a war world? No, that's stupid.
Like, I mean, what are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad? I'm sorry, that line is so cringe. That line is. So
I really hope that's not the Ayer cut, which, by the way, I'm sure we're getting on that. Now,
which I don't know if you heard, but apparently Will Smith is actually got his haircut. Like he's got the head shaved, and he's got like the beard looking exactly like
and
Deadshot.
Cara
So
Delevingne is looking suspiciously like Enchantress. So I'm like, are they filming extra scenes?
I mean, they've been talking about the Ayer cut for so long. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't.
Just give me the Schumacher cut, dang it.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that too. That'd be fun. That'd be great. At least someone will leak it. But did you hear that the Batgirl directors tried to get like the movie from the Warner Brothers servers, and then it was like deleted?
Yeah, and it's like people are like, they don't want someone to leak it. Oh, you mean like the Batgirl people, which is obviously what they were trying to do.
Oh, and by the way, and then people freaked out when that Trolling Stones article came out saying that Zack Snyder took like hard drives from Warner Brothers for his version of the movie. I'm like, really? I sense a double standard.
Or maybe they have more trust in Snyder than they do the Batgirls, because honestly, if you think about, even though that, like, if you gotta, like, I mean, just look at it from WB's perspective. Zack Snyder, while some of his stuff is divisive, he's still proven his trustworthiness, and he's still proven to be reliable. You know, like they've still proven that they still want to do business with Zack Snyder. Like that is clear. That is painfully obvious that they're more than willing to do business with him. You know, and
particularly
so
recently,
like, I wouldn't be surprised if Zack Snyder has dailies on his own personal hard drive, and Warner Bros. Is like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, we know he has it, whatever." Whereas, like, these people, honestly, like, they complained about it, but they would probably try and leak the footage because, like, that's exactly probably what they're. Because, like, why would you try and go into the hard drives to retrieve the footage after your movie is canceled?
They wanted to leak it, I'm sure,
and they're complaining about it. Because, like, that's exactly what they wanted to do. So instead, they complained on Twitter. Because, like, and that's exactly what Warner Brothers was trying to prevent. And I guarantee you, it wasn't deleted entirely. They just probably moved it to a drive they didn't have access to. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. And apparently, Leslie Grace turned down an opportunity to play Batgirl again. That's another thing.
That's kind of stupid because I don't know. It's like well, you can say this: Warner Brothers actually kept their promise, so on their end, their hands are clean.
Yeah, they actually came up to her and said, "Yeah, we want to work with you again." So there you go.
Well,
Now,
I guess we're. Can we have a redheaded Batgirl this time, please?
yes, please. So let's go back to Superman because I don't know why
Jenna
we're talking
Malone
about Batgirl.
for Batgirl. Jenna Malone for Batgirl.
That's what everyone thought she was. I think everyone thought she was either playing Batgirl or Carrie Kelly in BVS, the Ultimate
Well,
Edition.
at one point she was cast. She was considered for Carrie Kelly. I remember those rumors. But honestly, she'd make a great Batgirl.
I could see her as Batgirl. I could see her honestly as Batgirl or Carrie Kelly. So either one would be fine with me.
Why not both timelines, y'all?
Yeah. Now going back to Henry Cavill. So, in terms of what I think could be happening, I'm going to make a prediction of the future. I think at one point we'll get the. Let's say Cavill does show up and is in the black suit and everything. Let's say everything all the stars align, and then actually yes, since Nick is doing that, I kind of have to because this is going to be my reaction. Now, in terms of what happens after Black Adam, let's say he comes back. I think we would start to hear rumblings and then get an official announcement of Man of Steel 2.
Yeah,
I could see that happening because Warner Brothers clearly knows that people want. Zaslav clearly knows that people want Henry Cavill back as Superman. Look at how they reacted when there was rumored that he was going to show up at Comic-Con and then didn't.
I think probably what WB's kind of trying to do is they're going to put Henry Cavill into Black Adam because they want to see people's reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it might not be on par as Luke in Mandalorian season 2 because that was a huge deal.
Oh yeah, I doubt it would be at that level. For me, it would be.
But it would break the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once they see the huge reaction, like people are more like, I guarantee what's going to happen is people are going to be more talking about Henry Cavill's appearance than the actual movie itself. At that point, then it's like, oh, by the way, we're announcing Man of Steel 2, and then
they will dominate Marvel at that point if they do that.
And then we get the Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian level thing.
Honestly, dude, if he shows up in the black suit, I think it will be a Mandalorian level based upon how many people actually like the Snyder cut.
Oh, even better. What if? Okay, let's just say it's like a live stream, and like Henry Cavill's doing a live stream, and like
he shows up for like a live stream or something like that.
No. What it is he's doing a live stream. You know, he's kind of thanking people for the positive experience. All of a sudden, like, Zack Snyder, what are you doing here? and he just walks into frame, and it's like, oh, we have something we want to show people. And then they just hold up a cardboard sign that says Man of Steel 2.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. Although, how would Zack Snyder get to the UK?
It's just like a whiteboard that says like Man of Steel. Like they wrote Man of Steel 2 on it, and it's just like they hold it up.
Here's what they do. They do that, except what they do is that Zack Snyder shows up on like a Zoom call. And he's like, no, wait a second. He shows up with a Zoom call and he goes, hey guys, I'm finally able to show you my new whiteboards. And then the first thing he holds up is like Man of Steel 2 coming at this date. He gives an actual date. Watch because you saw the way the internet exploded when the Snyder cut was announced. Watch. I think that this would break that reaction.
What if they did a reunion stream with like the cast of Man of Steel? You know, and they brought back, you know, a lot of like the actors on it. And then kind of towards the end, they announced Man of Steel 2.
And at another stream, they have the entire Justice League show up. And then Zack Snyder just surprisingly pops in. And then it's like, wait a second. I don't know about you guys, but I think this movie needs a sequel. And all of a sudden, a drop comes on and just says, JL2.
Well, there are rumors that DC's going to do a fandom this year.
If they do, let me put it this way: can you imagine that fandom if they announced if they actually officially say Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and 3, or just Part 2, and they just combine it? Or here's what they could do. I mean, based upon Zaslav like de-emphasizing HBO Max a little bit, this probably won't happen, but they could just say miniseries on HBO Max. Probably won't happen because of Zaslav. But my point is that at some point we will get, imagine if they announce Justice League Part 2 at least, and Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, I just want them at Fandom to announce a Batman Beyond movie. That's what I want,
dude. And Michael Keaton's there, and then whoever they cast is Terry McGinnis
and old Barbara Gordon.
And
okay, here's the question for you.
To add to it, then all of a sudden in a Ben Affleck stream, Joe Manganiello shows up and goes, "We're making our movie too."
Okay, so they do a Batman Beyond movie. Even if Batman and Robin and Batman Forever are not canon in the Keatonverse, I want Alicia Silverstone to play old Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, I could see that. That would work. I'd be fine with that.
Like, she's old enough to play the role, and even if it's not canon, it would be a nice tribute to those movies.
Well, they could make it canon. I will make it legal.
I would prefer if they're gonna do a Batman Beyond movie, it's just the two Keaton movies, because those other ones kind of break it a little bit. But though I will say it would be kind of crazy to see like the Chris O'Donnell Robin suits like in the things. That would be
or
crazy.
Chris O'Donnell shows up, but he's Nightwing.
Well, I think
just in the Nightwing suit.
Well, honestly, he was in the Nightwing suit. It was just colored, it's like because like that the suit he had in Batman and Robin was pretty much the Nightwing suit. No,
but he's actually in the suit that identifies him as Nightwing, and he identifies. It's like Batman goes, "Nightwing, what are you doing here?"
I would prefer it if Dick wasn't Nightwing in it, because like I think in the Batman Beyond verse, Dick's like around, but like he's just kind of like a paramilitary kind of thing.
No, but I'm just saying it'll be a nice little tease.
Maybe a flashback or something. Like I could see, like stick someone in kind of like a Nightwing suit or whatever. Like, especially if they're doing Killing. Well, Killing Joke wouldn't be good for a first Batman Beyond movie because like the themes of it are like
oh boy, PK is picking fights here. I'll give you this, PK. Normally I would give Nick this clip, but you deserve it at this point.
I mean, honestly, the way they have Batman Beyond set up is like the only way I could see Bruce retiring. Like he literally can't do Batman anymore because of his heart condition. And he stopped being Batman for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then Terry McGinnis comes along and proves that he's worthy to be successor. And you still have Bruce there. He's still a mentor. He's the guy in the chair.
The guy in the chair.
So it's not like Bruce comes along and he just takes it over by force. Bruce lets him do it because physically Bruce can't do it anymore. Like that's why it makes that one episode where he goes into the Hellbat armor. Yes. By the way, that's one of my favorite episodes.
I want that.
Because even that suit actually strained his heart. And it's like that was when so with his heart condition, him getting the Hellbat armor was hella dangerous. And I also love when he did that. They actually did like a Batman Beyond version of the animated series theme, which was like,
yeah. Is it weird? I want to see Batfleck in the Hellbat suit. That's what I want. Fighting Darkseid. Can you imagine Justice League Part 3? Instead of him like ramming the Batwing into Darkseid, he shows up in the Hellbat suit. Right, if they do a Batman Beyond, need to get Snyder to do it, including the future JLA with Superman. That would be interesting.
Can you imagine Henry Cavill with like the
gray hair,
the white thing on.
I just Gal Gadot, they can just do normally because Wonder Woman's immortal.
Wait, if this is the Keaton verse, it wouldn't necessarily be Henry Cavill Superman. Oh my God, what if they brought like Dean Cain in or something like that? That would be so hilarious.
What they could do, I mean, they could put Cavil in the Christopher Reeve suit. No, because remember in the comics, well, yeah, but here's the thing: in the comics, Reeves exists in the same universe as Keaton.
Well, at that point, you just bring in Brandon Routh because Brandon Routh is the Christopher Reeve Superman.
That's true. I would give you that.
No, he literally is, because
Oh, sorry. Did not mean to send that. Sorry. I clicked the wrong thing.
Superman Returns is actually the Christopher Reeve universe, where it's going off of 1 and 2. 3 and 4 never happened in Superman Returns.
Well, that's a good thing.
And so Brandon Routh is literally the Christopher Reeve Superman. So if you want to bring in Christopher Superman, you just bring in Brandon Routh. He'll basically look like they did in the Christ on Infinite Earth, where it looks like the Kingdom Come version. Which, yeah, I mean, because like the
what they could do, dude, they could link this to the CW Christ on Infinite Earths, and that's what that Superman did. Because remember, he was playing the Kingdom Come Superman. And
technically, they did go there actually was a few scenes in the Batman '89 verse, because like they got the reporter from the first movie, and like they said the Earth '89. So like they did show it, and they played the Danny Elfman theme. So, and can you imagine? Let's say they don't bring back Keaton. What if they actually take? And I can't believe I'm forgetting this dude's name. The dude that did the voice in Batman the Animated Series, who was Batman in Crisis on Infinite Earths. What if he's that Batman? Oh no, I have the perfect person to play Dick Grayson in Batman Beyond. Who? Burt Ward. Ooh, like an older Dick Grayson. Yeah. I'm like, it's just because Burt Ward is still alive, and like he's at that age where you could probably have him play an older, maybe kind of bigger version of Dick Grayson, like have him show up for a scene, and oh my god, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? He shows up and he goes, hopping like dastardly betrayals, Batman. He's like, holy Batman, holy beyond Batman. That would be great. That's the one time where I actually agree with you on there. They should do this, because that would be funny. And also, you could say it's like it is the Chris O'Donnell version, but it's just playing Burt Ward, you know? Yeah, exactly. Because also, if you do Man of Steel V2, we've gone too far. Like, also in Batman Forever, Chris O'Donnell did get a holy line in. Holy rusted metal, Batman! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Man of Steel V2, on this show, trust me, we haven't gone far enough. This is very tame for what we normally propose. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Roads. Wait, roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. I had to do it. I had glasses on. I had to do that. Yeah. But like, I just say I love that line because it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like it's a reference to the show. It's like it's full of holes, you know. Holy! It's just like the whole island's moving. It's just like that whole entire scene. It's just kind of like a send up to 66. It's like, is it out of place? Yes. Do I love it? Also, yes. Yeah. That's fine as a little reference to the to the good old days of when Batman was campy and dark. Yeah, Batman doing his dancing when he danced. Yeah, exactly. That's Lad's favorite Batman, by the way. And I'm like, wow, you're wrong. I mean, it does have a certain charm to it, you know, and. Also, it's just you have to like Adam West. He's so cool. Right, I heard Adam West used to be seen as by some as the Dark Knight Returns Batman at an older stage in his life, and that he was still in shape and able to play the character when the comic came out. So people thought he was the Dark Knight Returns Batman. I mean, I think they were fan casting him. I think that was what it was. You got to remember, this was before Batman '89, which really redefined the character. Yeah, well, actually, honestly, it was more dark. I mean, I agree with you. What redefined the character in terms of the general consensus, but what really defined Batman was the Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, because before he was like, let's take a tour in the Batcave. No, Batman would never do that. Also, if there's not a giant penny, I will riot. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like in the Lego game, Batman wore a rainbow suit. What? Well, to be fair, I think that's the Zen-Ra suit, the Batman of Zen-Ra suit, which you had that in Batman R.I.P. No, I'm saying there's an actual suit that's a rainbow. I'm not talking about the Zen-Ra. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Batman rainbow suit. Look at this. Hang on, I'm bringing it up. This is an actual suit. Hang on. Sharing
Sharing. Look at the suit. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I know this is
was
Roster.
Was it Pride Month or something? Like that's the only explanation I have. Was it Pride Month and they were trying to hop on the train for the month?
The explanation was Batman wanted to distract people from shooting Robin or something like that. So he wanted to
Robin is a distraction. Robin is a distraction. Robin's the one who draws the fire. Because why else would you put him in a bright suit?
I know, exactly. That's like the British in the 1700s walking around in big red coats. That's for you, Man of Steel V2.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note, I think that's a good place to leave it. The point of the stream before we got really off track was Henry Cavill is pretty much coming back, and it looks like, let me put it this way, if he shows up in the Man of Steel suit, that's actually a good idea, by the way. Oh, and by the way, PK says the 1966 series would have been the golden years before he fell out of grace and grew. Okay, so that would have been the old. Okay, I see what they're saying. Or maybe it was an attempt by Adam West to gain relevance when he wasn't getting work. That's true. So on that note, we're going to leave it. Nick, it was always a pleasure. Hope to see you guys this weekend when we do our discussion of Wonder Woman. We're going to be talking about Wonder Woman 1. And then next week, we're going to be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're going to watch. It'll be my 10th time watching the movie. I'm going to spend 40 hours. Only 10. Yeah, I'm still working on that. There's someone on our first live stream, Nick, that came on and said they've watched it over 200 times.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up.
Got to pump it up. And V2, always great. And remember, so once again, I just want to reiterate, Wonder Woman this week, Zack Snyder's Justice League next week, and we will have a full-on. And then what we're going to do, actually, while I have you guys here, we're going to be doing a new type of fan participation. What I'm going to do is that the last 15 minutes of each stream, the way we're going to do this is that you guys are going to indicate to me who wants to come on the show. I'll come on the panel, and I'll pick the first 3. They'll have a link, and then each person will have 5 minutes to give their thoughts in the movie, bring up a fact that they want to know, and all that stuff, and then we'll move on to the next person.
Yeah, that way we can kind of have a more orderly discussion and whatnot, So, but this way we can have the fans still participate. It's kind of the best of both worlds situation.
Yeah. So in other words, the beginning for the first 3/4 of the panel, it's just gonna be me, Nick, Taladia, and whoever we happen to have on at the time of recording, and then the last 15 minutes or so are going to be the fans come on. So that way, but because also I get a lot of people in the chat saying, hey, I want to come on and speak about this. So that way we can kind of do that, but still have the long form discussion that we normally have.
So Jared, if people want to reserve their spot before the show, could they just kind of message you and hit you up and whatnot?
Yeah, all you have to do is that at that point, when it's that time, I'll drop my Twitter in the chat and then you just DM me.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, you either DM me on Twitter or on Discord, or I could just go by the YouTube chat or whatever. I'll assign someone, probably Snyder Queen, to indicate who I have, who was first or something like that, because Snyder Queen's my chat queen. In other words, we love you, Snyder Queen.
He is the queen. All hail the queen. So
on that note, that's what we're going to do going forward on all of our live streams when we talk about movies and stuff. Or maybe we'll even do that when we talk about specific news things. Let me put it this way, when the SnyderVerse restored, we're definitely going to do that. So on that note, hope you guys enjoyed this stream. This was kind of a shorter one just because I have to go to work in a half hour, and there's not that much more we can say about this besides we're really pumped to see Henry Cavill don the suit again. And Nick, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on my Twitter at Project Axis 1, YouTube at The Phoenix Press. I just released a video myself about Henry Cavill. If you want some epic Doom gameplay, you'll get that as well. And so, yeah, you can find me there. And as always, this is Nick from The Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.
and I'll put all that information here. I'll put all of his socials and the link to his video on Superman in the description. So go ahead and watch that and give my boy some love.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll have a little announcement coming up on what's coming out of Comics League in a little bit. It's going to be quite the it's a creative collaboration with a guest of the show that I think you guys are going to be pretty excited for. I'm not going to tease it, but I mean, I'm not going to spoil it. But from what I've seen,
well, you are teasing it right now.
Well, yeah, well, that's why I said I'm not going to spoil it. But from what I've seen of the preview, it looks pretty good. Let me put it this way: when the preview is done, I'll share it on stream. Nick knows what it is. I just don't want to. I want to wait until like the thing is done before I start advertising it.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, I will see you guys this weekend for our Wonder Woman stream, and I'm trying to find a good thing to end the stream on, a good clip. And by the way, we have two chats. Oh. Is your arm in a sling? What happened? First, restore the SnyderVerse. And yes, I woke up with a hurt arm. I must have rolled on it wrong or something like that. But don't worry. I appreciate the concern. I'm healing. I have Lad making me a robotic arm in the meantime. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be good. And by in your engine for the since you just showed up, we're gonna be doing a Wonder Woman stream this weekend, probably Saturday. I get the feeling we're gonna move Snyder Sundays to Saturday and just call it Snyder Saturdays because that's when we can normally do it. And then we're gonna be talking about the movie. At the end of it, the last 15 minutes, you'll have the opportunity to come on the panel yourself and like give 5 minutes of your thoughts on Wonder Woman. So on that note, we're gonna call this one finally, and I will see you guys in the next stream. I actually have a specific clip I want to use. So here you go, guys.
He's never fought us. Not us united.